culture.
Anyway, stop being replay. Counterculture, it's in your face. Fun to pretend that you want it to end. I'd rather be drinking with my friends. When we go out, you'll never see us again.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another installment of Encounter Culture Live, where we kind of just talk toys, mostly Marvel Legends, right? I'm a big Marvel Legends collector, so kind of geared towards that. But I'm here with Alejandro from Legendsverse, a tool that you may be familiar with if you've been collecting Marvel Legends or several other toy lines. It's a great resource, something that you can use to keep track of what figures are in your collection, the value of those figures in your collection. Not only is it a great tool to keep track of those figures, but it almost also acts like a social media site in the regard of bringing community together for those people who collect those figures. So again, Alejandro, I want to thank you for joining tonight. And if you'd like to say hello to everybody out there, we'll get started.
Yeah. Thank you. No, hello everyone, and thanks a lot for having me here. It's really fun to talk about Legendsverse, to talk about what's coming for Legendsverse, I don't know how Legendsverse started and all of that. So thanks a lot for having me.
Of course. So with that, I guess I kind of, the big question I have is what was the idea behind Legendsverse, or the motivation to start Legendsverse?
Yeah, well, I'm a web developer, so for a while I wanted to build something, and I didn't know where to start. So, like, I tried a lot of different things, like developing a lot of different things, and then I started collecting Marvel Legends. My first Marvel Legend was the Weapon X from the Caliban wave. I think I bought it in April 2020, more or less, right after the pandemic started. And then I started looking for sites to track my collection, and I saw a few others, but they weren't very friendly,
Right.
and they weren't like very updated, or they were kind of slow, or maybe they have a lot of ads. And yeah, like I started like working on Legendsverse after that. I posted it on Reddit. I made like a very quick mock-up, like with just some links and some images, like static images of some figures and stuff, and it was looking good, and I shared it on Reddit, and a lot of people liked it. Like at that time, the Reddit wasn't that big as it is today. We had like, I don't know, like 10 or 14,000 users. Redditors, and I got like 200 likes, and a lot of people commenting, yeah, you should build this. This is very interesting and stuff like that. And then that was like the green light that I needed to start actually working on it, because that was just like a very basic mockup, like static files and HTML and stuff. And when I saw a lot of people interested in that, even though there were already other applications out there, it was like like I said, like a green light to actually start working on it. And I started working on it in October 2020,
Mm.
and I shipped it to production on December 2025. Yeah, so yeah, it took me like 2 months, and from the very beginning I started getting like some users, and I've been working on it like almost every day on Legendsverse. So yeah, that was how Legendsverse started.
And a good idea too, because I'm with you. Like, I had experience with uh, other sites to kind of track that stuff and get an idea of how to keep track of my collection. But
Mhm.
like you, I didn't find them to be very user friendly. Uh, Especially, there's like one specifically that a lot of people go to. I don't personally like that site very much. I don't find it to be very user friendly. Uh,
Mm.
so for me, when Legendsverse came along, it's so like user friendly, very intuitive. You go in there, find the figure, add it to your collection, and then keep track. So
Yeah.
I'm a fan of like that type of thing. For instance, like I also have a pretty large like record collection for music, and there's a an app called Discogs. Works in a similar fashion, right? Like, I can just add the record to the my collection and then keep track of it that way.
Mhm.
And they even have like UPC scanner, so you can kind of scan in the product as well for ease of use. The only problem with records is a lot of those records don't have UPC, so it's not always a helpful tool. But on some products, it could be a useful tool.
Yeah, I tried to add a UPC tracker on Legendsverse, and I actually added it, but I had to add the UPCs manually. That
Yeah,
time, there were a lot of lanes already on the site, and I had to go to eBay and look for the figure, and then try to see in the description if the UPC was there or in the photos, and then I would manually have to go and add it. So it was like a very tedious. I think I had like 100 of UPCs, and it was
yeah,
so. And then the feature seemed broken because people will look for any figure, and I started I think with the Toy Biz figures. So only like 100 figures had the UPC, and it wasn't working. So I decided to remove it. And now with the other lines that I added, like all the other lines, like there are like 4,000 figures in the website. Yeah, like I don't think I I will get back to that feature again anytime
yeah,
soon.
yeah. No, I don't blame you. That's there's a lot of figures to
Yeah,
sort through.
yeah.
Before I go to the next question, Nick has joined us. So
Hello.
Hey Nick,
Nick
How's it going?
is Alejandro. Alejandro, this is Nick,
nice
Awesome.
meeting you, Nick.
Nice to meet you, man.
co-host. All right. So one reason like I really wanted to have this discussion is for me, I feel like Legendsverse doesn't come up in the conversation enough. It comes up, and like we talked about before we jumped on, the reason or how I found out about it was through other YouTube channels. But I feel like even still now in like the Marvel Legends Facebook groups and things, people will always be like posting a question: what's a good resource or a good tool to keep track of your legends? And people always refer to like Action Figure 411 or some other sites. And I'm more and more I'm starting to see people say Legendsverse, and like I'm always gonna comment like Legendsverse. It's the one to use. And you're getting a lot of great exposure. Like I saw Nerd Zoic, he even did an episode talking about the Legendsverse site as a tool to use. So like I'm happy for you, and I think you're seeing it grow like every day. You talked about only having a few users at the beginning, and now it's I don't know how many users you currently have on the site, but I feel like based on just being a part of like the Discord group, there's a lot of good conversation and community interaction just through this Legendsverse site.
Yeah, I think I'm a developer. So I'm very bad at marketing and stuff like that. So and I also have a day job, so I don't have a lot of time to invest on I don't know like showing up in a lot of different
Right.
social networks and stuff. So yeah, I think that's the one thing that I'm missing. Like I would like Lanesburg to be more present, and not only like for getting customers or anything like that, but one thing that I would love to do on Lanesburg and that I haven't found the time is like you see we have the discussions feature on the site and people can join and talk about it and I don't know join the conversation and all of that. And I would like to like put all of those discussions and all that in Twitter, X, and maybe Facebook and stuff like that. I have a Facebook page and posting news and maybe I don't know custom recipes, custom figures recipes, and teams recipes and stuff like that. Like what are the best versions for your Mighty Avengers? I don't know display or the best versions for your New Avengers display or X-Men 97. But yeah, I think that's the part that I'm not like investing enough time and also like I have tried I have wanted to make reviews of figures, but there are already so many other sites doing them. For example, you're also doing them
It's
and
definitely a lot.
yeah, like I don't want to add more noise to that. And also like I get the figures like 6 months after they came out or stuff. So yeah, I don't think that doing reviews or anything will we will bring more attention to Legendsverse at least soon. So I think that what I have to invest more time and more effort is to like to build a community. You know, like these kind of things, like best ways to build your teams, kit bashes
Yeah.
recipes. I don't know, like I don't know, people doing fanfics. I know that a lot of people do this with their custom figures and they make their own teams and they create a story. Like I have also a few stories that I have to think of. And maybe that's what I should be focusing on. But I wish I had more time to do that. And as I said, like it's for me it's a little difficult. Like I don't know how to even start the conversation and stuff. And it's easier for me like just work on the next feature and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But yeah, that's something that I have to work on a lot. I recently started working together with Dave from Display Model Behavior
Right.
and with Nerdsoy and also with Big Bad Toy Store. But yeah, I definitely have to work more on getting Lanesverse out there because a lot of people like don't know about it. And yeah, I think it's a nice app.
I, I even still, I think there's been great organic growth. I mean, there's definitely a lot of people using it, and I assume more and more every day.
Yeah,
And yeah, going through like the whole uh, establishing like social media presence and everything. It's a big undertaking, and you know, working a regular job on top of it. I mean, where do you find the time, especially if you're trying to dedicate that time to further developing the site itself?
yeah,
And there like a lot of great features on the site, like and you're talking about some of the things that people can do, like, and this isn't my actual account, so I didn't want people to know how much the embarrassing amount of money I spent on action figures, so I created a second one here. But you just having like features like being able to take pictures, to a display, give people ideas of what they can do, the wish lists, having the groups, and then just the collection itself, just a lot of
yeah,
great features. And like I said, with the social part of it, having like the discussion board, on the main page here, um, it gives people a place to go. And whether, it might not be like on Facebook or X or whatever, but it's a community in itself right there. So to me, that's a nice feature. It kind of brings people to collectors together to kind of
yeah.
talk about that stuff.
Yeah, and also on the Discord, there are a lot of conversations going on there. A
Yeah,
few of them
constantly.
unrelated to action figure collecting, and yeah, it's very nice because you see like I don't know, like 5 or 10 different people that are already like building friendships, I guess, and it's
Yeah.
very cool to be part of that, right? Like showing off your hauls, showing off your displays, your new figures, and all of that. Yeah, it's very cool to be, I don't know, to be part of that. And oh, my cat is showing up. Yeah, and I like that a lot. There's a community being built around yeah, Marvel Legends and all of that. Maybe a little bit thanks to Legends.
Yeah, I think so. So speaking of like the features, what are like some of your favorite features, or like features that you specifically want users to know about? Like maybe they don't use them much, or just some of the features that you really want to highlight about the site.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite features is being able to upload photos of your figures. Like, I mean, you can upload your displays and all of that, and photos. But if you go to your collection, you can upload a photo to that figure and make your figure show that photo instead of the default, I don't know, marketing photo. So, for example, and you can even change the name of the figures. For example, I have my Daredevil Electra Nachos. My cat attacked me. Why? Uh, and you can just change the name and call her Daredevil. Or maybe if you have I don't know, Ben Reilly Spider-Man, you can just change the name to Ben Reilly or Spider-Man and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
if you have, for example, the Stepford Cuckoos, You can
Right.
change the name of each of them, Cindy, Mandy, and the other girl, and you can upload photos of each of them, and you can identify them exactly in your collection, like you see them in real life, right? So if you go to your collection, there are like three tabs: the stats, the price guide, and the figures. And in that figures tab, you can see uh, like the closest representation to your real life collection, because you can upload these figures, you can upload these photos, name the figures whatever you want, and stuff like that. So that's very nice. And yeah, I think that's my favorite feature, because I like to take photos of my figure, and then I just upload them and pick one to identify my collection. I think that's my favorite. Other one would be the groups, being able to add to add your groups and build your teams and all of that, and also making custom figures. I don't have a lot of figures. I actually only have one custom figure, which is Norman Osborn, and I
Okay.
used Mobius body with the Norman Osborn head from the retro Green Goblin. So it's very nice to also, like, you can create your custom figures and kind of tag the figures that you used to build it, and other people can use that as a recipe to build their own custom figures. So that's also very cool.
Very cool. Yeah. Um, so yeah, I mean, like I said, there's just a lot of great features, and even like me as a user of the site, I have only scratched the surface of what I could do. I really like. I'm gonna eventually go in and add pictures and everything. One of the more recent features, and by recent I mean a couple months ago, but being able to add video to the figure as well. So like if you have a favorite review of the figure, uh, you could always upload that to the figure, and then you have that there too. But just some nice features. And another thing that, like, talking about expanding the site, you've added more lines that people can add too. So not just Marvel Legends. I mean, you got DC Multiverse stuff on there. I see NECA is on there now, which I love that you've added NECA to the thing, because NECA is another line that I like to collect, and so it's good for me. But GI Joe, some SH figure arts, so a lot of like expanding with that. What is your goal there, like to really expand into, I guess, is there a limit to what you plan on expanding?
Not right now. I think that I'm, like, for example, I'm mostly a Marvel Legends collector, but I do collect a few other figures. I started with Mayfix a couple of months ago.
Okay.
Recently, actually, I got my Mandalorian version too. I only have this and Magneto, and also I have a few NECA figures. Actually, I have Doctor Brown and Mark McFly from the first movie, the Dr.
Right.
Brown with the coat, and the Marty with the camera and the jeans and all of that. I also have a Batman of Surenar, the first Batman of Surenar, not the gold label without the mask, but the other one. And what else? I think those are the only other ones that are not Marvel Legends. But what I found out is that a lot of collectors don't only collect Marvel Legends, like they collect a few
Right.
other lines. And I want to make Legends started like just a Marvel Legends collection tracker. But yeah, like a lot of people collect several lines, so I wanted to give like the like I don't know, the most possible value to everyone, like the most complete application. So I'm adding them. I've been focused on like curating the application, because I have some scripts that help me grab a lot of information from internet and just push it to Legendsverse. And sometimes the photos are not right, or maybe there's some information missing, like the release year or the price or stuff like that. So
Yeah.
lately I've been curating that, so to make sure that Legendsverse is like organized, because I like it. I like a lot to have it very organized. And when I started adding like all these different lines, it wasn't. But I think I already finished organizing DC Multiverse. I still have to add some buff figures, but if you go to the figures, you can see everything very well there.
Yeah.
And yeah, like the plan is to add, I don't know, whatever people wants or need. Like, for example, a couple of weeks ago, I added a very old wave of monster X-Men figures from, I don't know, Mattel or I don't know if Toy Biz, I don't know, like very old one because someone requested it. So I'm open to add anything that is needed. People have requested um, Power Rangers, which I will add soon. I already added Transformers or a couple of Transformers figures. People want to add Masters of the Universe. People have asked even for Hot Toys figures. I think Mondo, Indiana Jones, like and Dungeons and Dragons, and another lines. So I'm open to adding all of those. I just need to find a way to make my job easier when adding them. But yeah, I'm open to adding pretty much anything that people collect.
Yeah, and I mean, it seems like it's limitless, really, right? So
Yeah,
there's all kinds of action figures and toys to collect. So
Never ends.
yeah, exactly.
Sorry, I know I haven't said much. I love the streamlined look of everything of Legendsverse. It's every other website out there is kind of clunky, so I like the layout. And I didn't realize that you had expanded it to other things as well. So I'm excited to see where it goes from here.
Yeah. And the nice thing about Legendsverse is that it's built mobile friendly, so you can use it in your phone and it will look fine. And it's also a progressive web application, so all you have to do is install it in your home screen. If you're on iOS, you just share it and install it in your home screen. If you are using Chrome, there's a download button somewhere in the browser, and it's stored in your home screen. But when you open it, it will behave exactly like a native application. Even if you try to delete it, it will ask if you want to delete that application, and you won't have the browser like URL or anything. Like it will show. Let me show you very quickly. I have my phone here. Like for example, this is my phone, and as you can see, this is the. I will just click the Legendsverse icon, and then as you can see, there's no browser or anything, and it just works like a native application.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
I built it that way, and yeah, it's very easy. Like you use it on when you are hunting some figures or something. You want to make sure if you're in a convention or something that you already have that juggernaut or whatever, and you can just very easily look for it on Legendsverse. And a couple of I don't know weeks ago, I improved the global search. There's a global search on the application that will look for figures in your checklist, in your collection, in your wish list, in your incoming list. So if you see a rogue out there and you just want to see if you have that rogue in your figure in your collection, you just look for rogue and you can see which rogue figures you have in your collection, widget, and incoming. And it's very easy to use. That's also something that I like a lot about it.
No, I like that, and I like that. Instead of having to go through like the hassle of like adding it to the App Store or to Google Play, that you can just use it in that way, create the icon and use it. So like I said, it continues to impress with like how user friendly it is, and that was my big gripe with previous sites. So yeah, I mean, I would just say keep it up. Real quick, Justin Collects is in. If you guys aren't watching Justin Collects, you should. Good guy, friend of the channel. So YouTube buds unite. That's right, Justin. That's right.
Yeah, and the nice thing about having it as a progressive web application is that I don't have to maintain two different code base. Like everything is in just one app, in just one code base, and all the updates are like as soon as I push something to the website, like it's updated in the native in this progressive web application and everything, and you don't have to download the next version or anything. It just like works out of the box. So that's very cool also.
Yeah.
So I like Nick, I don't know if you have any specific questions. If not, that's okay, but I will.
I don't, unfortunately, but maybe next time.
No, well, Alejandro, is there anything else that you want to share about Legendsverse? Anything, anything on the horizon? Anything you want people to know? Where they can find you if you want them to join the Discord.
Yeah. I do have an X account, Legendsverse app, at Legendsverse app. I don't post anything pretty much. Like I don't post anything. Like I tried to post a couple of months ago and then I abandoned it, but it's there. I will try to get back to it. Also, a Legendsverse Facebook page, but I also don't post there. But regarding Legendsverse, the Legendsverse application, right now I'm working, as I mentioned, on creating everything. So I'm adding tags so you can find like all the X-Men figures in different lines, all the Avengers figures, all the Batman figures, all of that. So I'm working on that, and if people want like any new features, any new lines to be added, figures, anything, just let me know, and I will, and I will work on that. The Discord, I don't remember right now the server.
I'll post it
It's
in
called.
the description.
Thank you. It's just called Legendsverse, and I'm currently a few add is that I'm currently working also on an application to track comics collections. You
Okay.
can track your pull list, you can track your comics in your collection, and all of that. And I have already added a couple of comics. It's in very early stages, so I haven't talked about it too much, but I will definitely do soon. And yeah, like it will be called Comic Cave, like kind of I don't know, comic and arcade or something. So I wanted to try like an easy word. So yeah, that's a quick ad and something else I'm working on that I hope you guys will find fun.
No,
Oh,
absolutely.
thanks a lot, Saint James.
Yeah, James, another friend of the channel. Welcome. Appreciate you dropping in. But yeah, he just wanted to share. Thank you for the great site and keep it up. Yeah.
Thanks a lot, James. And yeah, like I'm open to add any other figures that people, lines and figures that people want to see on the site. I'm currently working on curating the information that we have there. And yeah, I will try to be more present on social networks and all of that. And thanks everyone for their support. Legendsverse, I've been working on Legendsverse for 4 years. I started, as I mentioned earlier, in October 2020. I'm working on it almost every day, pushing small performance issues, pushing fixes, pushing new features, adding figures. So yeah, I hope everyone is enjoying it a lot, and yeah, thanks a lot for your support.
Yeah, your hard work has paid off. It's a great site.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, of course. Well, Alejandro, again, I appreciate you stopping by the channel and indulging us for the last 30 minutes or so. So you're always welcome to drop in whenever you like. But, I definitely want to thank you for taking time tonight. So.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me. It's very fun to talk about Legendsverse and being here. So yeah, thanks a lot, and yeah, thank you.
All right. Well, I'll see you around on the Discord.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Bye bye.
Easy.
All right, Nick, what's going on?
Not much. Just I have the game on here. 3-0 New York Giants. Anyway, figure wise, not much. Just what I sent you earlier, that deck of Beetlejuice on Amazon for $25, which was a good price.
No, dude, that was a good find. So I had it on pre-order already from Big Bad Toy Store, but it was, I think, like 26. Not a huge difference, but still like a little bit of a different price there. So I'm much happier going to Amazon because I think I had like a $10 gift card. So it was good to only pay $14 for Beetlejuice instead of $27, right? So.
Yeah, same. I had 2 things. I had returned random things, and I think I had like $8 in credit. So yeah, it ended up being the nice price.
That's right.
Can't turn that down, but still, like, even for that figure, I mean, just straight re-release.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were gonna pop the red tuxedo one. So, all right, so we both got the reissue red tuxedo from Target, right? And it's in that like slanted packaging. But there's another version of it that's in that same green packaging.
It's supposed to be like the smaller one, right? That one I haven't seen. I'm not sure. So I'm not sure what they're waiting for. Like, what's the end game here?
It's the hold up.
Yeah, well, just like you already released that one, and that one's cooler because honestly, like, because supposedly that like display pops out, and you can turn it into like a little, like the warped display.
Yeah.
Like the cardboard in there is, you can turn it into like a display or something. I think is what it says on the back of the package. I think. So it's not just like for show as for it being like crazy. I think you're supposed to like set it up, right?
Yeah, you got to do the work.
But the other ones are just like the card backs, and essentially you peel it off and the figure, and then there you go. But yeah, it's interesting. I wonder if they had anything in mind with the striped suit with that too. Like, I don't know, something else. I do think they're gonna do an ultimate eventually, though, right?
Well, yeah, they're doing the tour guide version. So like when he pops out of the grave.
Yeah, but they're gonna milk it like everything else. So imagine the striped suit one will be the one that's going to have like the circus head and the arms, and that's
that would be fantastic,
right? That might even be like a deluxe or something like that.
I'll take it.
Yeah, dude, it'd be awesome, right? And then I hope they do something sandworm related, like that. That's one thing that's missing, at least on a smaller scale, not necessarily like a big scale, but I just want a little sandworm in my collection.
Don't we all? I'm surprised though that they haven't. Yeah, because they could definitely do something very cool with the sandworm.
Yeah, anything. I mean, just like, I mean, I'd take like a rubber or like a stuffed animal. Just give me like something. Like, come on, man, it's right there.
Sandworms need more representation.
Yeah. So I'm saying, I mean, make it look like the one from the movie or the one from the animated series. I honestly don't care. As long as it's got the black and white stripes and it's a worm, it's going to satisfy that itch.
Speaking of the animated series, like, yeah, I would love to get more figures from there. I did get this though. Five Below.
What?
Yeah. So it's like it
looks like
stationary
a
figure.
It's just like,
that's exactly what at first I thought. I was like, oh, cool. A Lydia Christmas ornament. No, it's a vinyl figure. So like 3 inches, 4 inches.
Dude, that's perfect. She's got the spider web cloak. Yeah, I need that. I'll have to check out my Five Below.
Yeah, so I thought that was pretty sweet because you don't see a lot of stuff from the animated series, really, especially
you don't see a lot of Lydia stuff in general. It's always
that's fair,
right? And they are doing that like Toonie Terrors pack with like Rider and
I don't know.
Ortega. Not saying that's great, but it's nice to see other characters represented, right?
No, I agree, but yeah, I don't. Toonie Terrors aren't for me. I have the Beetlejuice one, but they're not for me.
You have the Pee Wee Herman? Don't you have the Pee Wee Herman?
Oh yeah, shit. I guess they are for me. Damn.
Dude,
I also have an Elvira.
It
just keeps piling on. Yeah. Okay, I have at least 3.
More than you thought, right?
Actually, I think I have 5 total. Okay, I guess I collect Toonie Terrors.
Sometimes they fit in well, and then you get a random one that does it, like the Teen Wolf one. Like that doesn't exist in any other form. So like,
there's Amigo.
I want that one. Yeah. Oh yeah, no Amigo. I need that.
I don't know. That's definitely not better, but it exists. Did you get any pickups in the last week or so? Anything new?
No, just unfortunately I don't have it with me, but like just I got 2 of the Indiana Jones Adventure Series figures to complete the build a shrine or build an artifact, I think it is.
Build an artifact.
So yeah, I got to build the Holy Grail shrine. So I'm still missing one piece. So it's missing a leg, but right now I don't need a leg because it sits flat. So it works as a shrine, just like sitting on the floor.
That's ingenuity, folks.
Hey, there we go. I also, and I'm like, damn you, Hasbro. So I was like, I'm just going to get the cheap version of the other leg I need for it, right? No, I look at the bottom. Of course, they machined it different. So only one leg fits the left one, and only one leg fits the right one.
Of course.
And it's not even a person. It's a freaking stone altar.
Of course.
I mean, honestly, I could get just 2 pieces of wood and put it on there. But
is it the left leg that's causing you an issue?
It's because the other leg is behind the Last Crusade Indy, and he won't drop below like $25. And so my rule is if it goes below 20, I'm in. I'm gonna buy it.
If it
But
goes below
that
20,
Last
take
Crusade
my
Indie
money.
will not go down.
That's Nick's phrase right there.
Yeah. So,
if it's below 20,
yeah,
take
honestly,
my
other
money.
than that, just those few. Yeah, I haven't been hunting much other than when we went the other day.
That's right.
Oh yeah, sorry, I got the Arkham Croc. Forgot about that. The Arkham Knight Croc.
Yeah, that was a cool figure. Did you open it yet?
I did not. Also, I didn't bring it down either because I'm unprepared.
It looks a little beefy. That's all right. That's all right.
Yeah, it's like I think it's a 12 inch. It's almost like a foot tall. So that's awesome.
It was definitely
you like those big chunky figures.
Yeah, it's especially like on a bad guy. Like you want a big brooding villain, like looks good in the display.
Yeah, I like the look of the Arkham Asylum Croc better because he's like that one's like feral and it's like teeth are all like interlocking and like he's clearly been living underground. Whereas the Arkham Knight one, I still like it. I really like the color of that one, but he just doesn't look as like ferocious. And even when I played the game, I was like, oh, why did they change his look? Because it's like I think it's supposed to be the same character, but like not as mutated, but still like it's like I don't know, just. Yeah. The look is I guess they were like, oh well, we got to make him new and different for the game, so it feels like a newer villain, even though he only was a side villain in I think Asylum. But yeah,
that's how they get you.
That's true.
Speaking of Batman, I did get Batman from Batman Forever.
Oh yeah,
Val Kilmer action, right?
Nice.
To go with I was trying to think if I have any other Val Kilmer. I don't think so. The first one.
Yeah. I don't think there are very many Val Kilmer figures.
I don't have a Jim Moore. They don't give me a Doors, Jim Morrison, Val Kilmer action figure.
Nah. No Ice. No what Iceman.
No Iceman. No Doc. He's my Huckleberry.
Doc Hollywood. Bleeding out and very pale. That's
the action figure that I want. Yeah.
All of them. Give me
my action figure.
I need everybody.
Slowly dying of tuberculosis. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's an underrated
beautiful
movie. Tombstone's great.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Speaking of pale-looking figures that look like they might be dying, they get the new Doctor Strange Wong pack. It's like a more of an evil Doctor Strange. It's fine. It's a fine figure, but like I don't know.
To be evil? Oh, he looks
because he's like because he's got the Dormammu head too that you can put on him.
That's right. I know it came with that. I didn't realize he was supposed to be like the evil. I thought it was supposed to be like him and Wong fighting together. That's what
they want you to believe.
Well, they got me because I didn't know that until now.
I could be just making all this up. I don't know. We talked about this last weekend, but I finally backtracked a little bit and picked up this War Machine because obviously there's a void in my collection, right? That needed a War Machine. It's not true, folks.
Got all them Iron Men. You got to split it up with a War Machine.
It's a cool looking War Machine though. So, and the blast effect piece is kind of cool. So
yeah, I agree. It's like a giant crystal almost, like crystal shattering. It's very cool.
But Nick, you do have a pickup to show off. It came today.
Oh yeah, that's mine right there. Excellent. Yeah, well, you already did the review of it on your channel, but yeah, I'm excited for that one. That's how you do a friggin' 2-pack, baby.
Exactly. Exactly. Let's see. Damien's in here. What do you say? All right. Great set. Give me Batman Returns, then Batman McFarlane. Just popping into here. 20s. Hey, Damien, appreciate you dropping in.
Yeah, where is Batman Returns? They've done like every one. Well, I guess they didn't do. No, they did do some of the original. They still haven't done Returns, have they?
Right. They just did like a Batman 89, but I think that was still technically under the Flash, right? Well, oh yeah, that Batmobile did.
They did do it like because it was just that like with the because I didn't have a.
But yeah,
89 Batman.
You're right. Like Batman Returns, like if we can get Penguin, Catwoman, like they just look good as action figures. I mean, I think we had like those 1/4-inch scale NECA ones from a few years ago, and they're actually re-releasing those. So
yeah, but they're like $150 or $200.
If you want a 1/4-inch Danny DeVito as Penguin, now's your time.
I need like him, drooling.
Yeah. Absolutely. But I don't know. I guess maybe they're working backwards, right? Because they did Batman and Robin first, right?
And then forever.
And then Forever. So then maybe Returns will be next.
And then you get maybe a full
and then
89 wave with
then you
with
get another
Beatles and
89. Yeah,
Joker.
so they'll just re-release the Batman from the with the car, right? That version. And then they'll be able to include like Joker in there, and I don't know,
Who else do you include?
Alfred,
Bob?
Bob.
His like
Definitely Bob.
his friend
Yes.
Bob.
Yes,
Like Killer Bob.
absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. If Bob
Yeah,
doesn't get
and
an
that's
action figure,
really it.
we riot.
We still haven't gotten what is it? Like the mayor of Gotham? Isn't there like a mayor? Can we get a mayor?
So many side characters, yeah.
So yeah, I would think maybe you're right. Maybe they are going backwards.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, Max Scratch. Yeah.
So yeah, it's and like who's the holdout? Maybe there isn't a holdout with the license in terms of that. Like, come on, Danny DeVito's down for anything. It's probably Michelle Pfeiffer.
I was gonna say it's probably Michelle Pfeiffer. Yeah, Danny DeVito. Absolutely zero fucks from Danny DeVito.
Yep.
So make an action figure of me all day long. Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, because like I said, there are those NECA figures, and there was a Catwoman there. So I don't know. Maybe is Burton holding it up since he has those first two? I can't imagine that's the case either, because he makes action figures of everything else. There's
exactly. Yeah, right. And we're getting Beetlejuice re-releases, which is like his.
So that's definitely out. Yeah. So my theory stands that we're just working backwards. You get Batman and Robin out of the way because that's the one that people wanted the least, even though it sold pretty well. I think that Poison.
Yeah, test the water, see what that sells, and it sells great. They're like, oh shit, we should ramp this up.
Yeah, we keep it going. And because like that Poison Ivy is hard to find and is pretty expensive on the aftermarket. So there's definitely some room there. And even with this Batman Forever wave, I've received everybody but Robin. I haven't seen him in stores. He's back ordered from Amazon. I think he's sold out on Big Bad Toy Store. So it's weird. It's like one character, Robin.
No Chris O'Donnell for you, Kenny.
I mean, it's not like there's not already a Chris O'Donnell in McFarlane Toy. We got one Batman and Robin, right? So it's just another Robin.
They're like, nope, not the first one.
So Damien, yes, Reeves Superman is on the way. I don't know. Maybe they're waiting till New York Comic Con to officially announce, but it was on a leak list and it's been talked about. And that, like, for me, is my number one want from McFarlane Toys. I just hope the likeness is good, but I think it should turn out fine.
Honestly, the George Clooney one looked great. Like, you got that smarmy chin. So I know it's not a full head sculpt, but like I have faith that I think McFarlane will do it right. I just hope they do like. Sometimes they get the texture wrong on some of the outfits. I've noticed and I like Reeves suit should be smooth, right? It shouldn't. Better not have those the ridges and stuff or the how he likes to do like the little bit of
textures. Yeah,
I don't know very fine maybe, but I don't know. I feel like Reeves' suit was always very smooth.
It'll probably in reality, I would like it to be a new sculpt. Will it be? I don't know. Probably not. So it might be like the Monitor Build-A-Figure wave. So that's like the most recent updated Superman body, which everything is smooth. It's a very classic look. The frame is fairly similar to Christopher Reeve, so I can definitely see them just doing that and then just swapping out like the head and hands and maybe changing. They definitely need to change the S. The big thing is though, they need to put the S on the cape because they have only done it on, I think, that Superman that I'm talking about, but it's so big on there, it looks weird.
Yeah, it's like it's like, oh, this is great, and they're like, it's a little too big.
Yeah. So, and for me, that's a big complaint with a lot of the Superman figures that McFarlane has put out is the S is never on the cape, on the back, the yellow S on the cape. But
yep, that's unfortunate. So yeah, like if honestly, you're saying like you would hope it will be a new sculpt. I mean, if you're gonna do a new sculpt, this would be the one to do it on, right?
absolutely,
I mean, come on.
Some proper respect in here,
That's what I'm saying. But I digress. But sorry, I saw somebody commented early, like a little bit before we were talking about the Batman Returns. What would be the Build-A-Figure in that wave? And I think somebody said like it could be the clown bicycle, clown on a bike with
Damien.
flames. That would be awesome.
Yeah, so the Catwoman clown on a bike. That would look awesome.
Do that as the bath.
There's so much just from that movie alone. There's so much they can do. Even still, like with Batman Forever, there was a lot they could still do. Like a lot of the like thug dudes and that neon, like all that neon sort of black light paint imagery type stuff would, I think, transition very well to action figures. Same with Batman Returns. A lot of cool things that they could do in action figure form.
Yep.
Ooh,
and it just like you say, like that kind of, at least like all the clowns and that kind of dark cartoony nature really adds to like a toy look.
Exactly. Makes it very, toyetic.
There you go.
So I'm sure that they're well aware, I don't think that these waves are going to be the last. It might just be one-offs here and there instead of a full wave, but I don't know. I haven't really got a good pulse on what McFarlane's doing for like movie figures. Seems to be mostly in waves, but then you'll have like one-offs here and there.
Yeah, it's random. Yeah, there really is not a lot of rhyme or reason to it. And some are pushed out. Like it's like, wow, there's a lot of that, and then there's none of others. Like you say, like if you told me that the Poison Ivy would, the Uma Thurman Poison Ivy would be hard to find, I would be like, what?
Exactly. And that
never know what's going to be hard to find or rare.
Yeah, and maybe it's because they also think the same thing, right? And then underproduce that because they're like, well, I'm assuming 25% less of the population will want this figure, so let's cut production on this. I don't know. I have no idea the inner workings, but that seems to be maybe a plausible scenario.
Right. And like because we have no idea, at least at that for that part, but like because we only see the distribution. So then you're like, well, it's not at my fill in the blank store, Walmart, whatever. Oh, they suck. They didn't make enough. Or is it just the store's fault because their distribution is
it's definitely that. The distribution is shit.
It doesn't even make it to the shelves half the time now, right? It just ends up on eBay.
Yeah, I don't even bother with Walmart stuff anymore. It's like that Simpsons stuff, which kind of sucks because like with the Jack specific Simpsons line, there's a Bartman figure, which I thought would be cool to have, but it's a Walmart exclusive. So I'm like, I'm not even bothering with that. Like if it's like Legends, I will mess with. I will definitely try to get my pre-orders in on those. And they've actually been better the last couple of times. They were terrible for a long time. Target has now started to take over the bad pre-orders. So speaking of that, if you're looking for Venom Pool, I don't think you are. I think you have to build a figure, but that does go up for pre-order on Friday.
Oh, good to know. I know a lot of people, because that was one of the more expensive BAFs of late. So yeah, pre-order that. I have no skin in the game, but yeah, that's a great build a figure. Probably, I know it wasn't on my top 5, but I think it might have been on yours. It's
definitely in top 5 for me.
BAF. And it even dwarfs other BAFs with its size. It's gigantic. So assuming they just re-release that same thing like they did with Vulture. Hey, Vulture's there. Grab that up if you haven't already.
Exactly. It's a different color. It's a little bit brighter red. So I'm curious to see how it'll look. I mean, it's
any new like weapons or accessories?
No. I think from the pictures, it looks like it's missing some paint in areas that the Build-A-Figure had some paint, and it's a brighter red. I think accessory wise, you still get the same like katanas and
It's
Oh,
just
I
the
think that's
sword,
it.
right?
Yeah, yeah. I
And
don't
then
think
like
there
the
was anything
different,
else.
like the open hands and closed hands, I think were the other thing.
Yeah,
But yeah. Okay, cool.
you should get it, Justin. You should get it,
Yeah, you should.
especially if you don't have to build a figure. It's just a nice looking figure.
Yeah, because the Build-A-Figure's not work. I think there's at least like the Miles in that line is pretty expensive, and there's a couple others in that line that are, yeah, just get the deluxe. I assume, is that what they're calling them? Deluxes still?
Yeah,
Deluxe?
yeah. It's a deluxe.
Deluxe.
That's right. But yeah.
So I think anything else. What else did I get at when we were at Toss Station? Get that titanium
You got that titanium man.
titanium man,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
5-inch titanium man, and then a super scroll,
That's true.
incomplete just for a scroll from the
Good
2-pack,
build.
right?
That's right.
Is that it? Anything else? And then then we went to the Target, and then I think you just bought the
Simpsons. I bought the Bart Simpson.
the good eyes. Did you mention that in your
Oh yeah.
thing?
Hey, everybody! I
Make sure
found
the eyes are aligned.
I found a Bart with good eyes. Let me see.
Can't confirm. I was there.
He's upstairs, but Nick
I
will,
can't
Nick will
confirm
back me
though,
up.
because they had another Bart, a same like right there on the shelf, and it was like, wow, he looks like he's drunk.
One eye was over there, and one eye was over here.
Exactly. It's like, hey,
I found
Bart,
a good
right
one.
here. Look over here.
So I'm pretty excited about that.
It's nice that Jax was like, okay, yeah, we're gonna do what Super 7 didn't do and just put out the family first.
Even
Well,
though
I don't know, they just did Bart and then Willie and a couple others, but still, at least you're getting a regular Simpsons character, right? Oh, there you go. See, they are out there. Keep looking.
They heard all the feedback. They're like, we got to get some new eyes out there. Stat.
They sent out some like.
Oh, you got a Bart man too?
Like
Oh,
new employee. They're like, all right, here's a Sharpie. You just gotta really like
just go in there. Here's some whiteout and here's a Sharpie. Pick one eye and fix it. All right.
Boom. We got about 200 of them here. You're good for the next week. You're still learning. Perfect.
Yeah, get the new guy.
That's what we call Charlie work.
Poor Charlie.
Yep.
And this Giants Cowboys game does not look good.
Nope. I don't even know who's on offense right now. Wait, was that an interception? Oh no, defense. Oh no.
Yeah.
So 7-3 Cowboys. Giants just got a free play. Dude, I used to like the Giants. Now I'm like, they're just so like milk toast. Is that the word? Like just like ugh.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know why you would have ever liked them, but yeah.
I liked them because they were the Patriots
adversary. Yeah, that's fair.
Right? Like they always Manning basically was the only Eli, not Peyton, was the only one that could fucking spank Manning. I'm spank Brady. I'm sorry. Could beat the Patriots. And yeah, he did it twice. So that's why I have an affinity for the Giants. I also really like Saquon, but he's not there anymore. So yeah. Now it's just it looks like Malik Neighbors, though, man. Might be Odell 2.0.
Okay.
Dude is looking legit.
We shall see. Not with Daniel Jones, but it's all right.
Dude, so if he looks good with Daniel Jones, imagine how he would look with like an actual quarterback.
Let's see.
Sorry, I digress. Sorry, we're talking figures here, guys.
Yeah. Well, look, I have a Lamar Jackson figure, right? So there's a tie-in. Yeah. So Damien said on those Simpsons, you'd rather have a squint eye than the print on the back of the figures. Yeah. So I guess you gotta choose your battles.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, and because that's like, what are they, $12.99? I think, or you say $9.99, $12.99. So at that price point, it's like you hope for decent quality, but like if you don't get it, you can't necessarily be mad because like they're still giving you what you want. And like, I mean, like you say, you could easily go home and tweak it with some whiteout and a Sharpie if you really wanted to really, So I'm just happy that they're picking up where Super 7 not dropped the ball. I guess they just kind of overextended and didn't Thought it would sell better, but I don't think it did.
Yeah. Also, I feel like an odd choice from them to like just kick the main family, just kick the can down the road, right? They're like, oh, we'll get to it eventually. And then the
Boggles my
line
mind, man. At
closes
least put
and
out
they're
like a
like,
4-pack
no,
at the
fam.
end and just be like, well, here it is.
Here's our
And then that
swan
saves
song,
the
yeah.
line. I don't know. 4-pack, 5-pack with Maggie on the couch. Done.
Hey, James, thank you. I will definitely take you up on that. So Bartman secured.
Ooh.
But yeah. All right. Well, I don't know. I don't unless you got anything else. I think
I do not,
we
sir.
can,
Sorry.
we can wrap this up.
It's been a slow couple of weeks.
It's okay. There's busy ones ahead.
It's my wallet thanks me, but exactly right, and then it's just gonna get smacked in the ass later.
Dude, tell me about it. I got New York Comic Con coming up. I don't even know what that's going to entail.
Oh,
Probably,
Lord.
I
You better
will.
get some cat. Don't wait and go to the ATM when it's like 25
No,
people long, Kenny.
I learned my lesson
beforehand,
at
okay?
small conventions where I wait an hour for the ATM. I don't know. It's not really a problem anymore, you know.
It's true, but you know,
But yeah, I definitely learned my
you always
lesson
get
years
that.
ago.
You know, people see that money. Ooh,
Cash is king.
cash is king, man. You don't got to pay that credit card fee.
All right,
But
well,
yeah,
everybody.
now Venmo, I guess that's good.
Yeah, exactly. Like Venmo, PayPal. Like there's so many ways to just pay people, you know.
If
So
there's service,
that's true. That's true. I was at a toy show once and zero service in this thing. And the guy was like, yeah, I mean, I can take PayPal, but I don't think either of us are ever going to get there, you know. So then I had to go to an ATM. So I guess I didn't I said I learned my lesson. I don't think I actually did. So
you just got to get just bring like $50 cash, maybe 60, like 320s, so you have the backup. You know, if it comes to that, that's maybe $100 is good. You know, for if you're going to go to the bar as well.
That's right.
Or not.
Could be. I don't know. I think the bar will be fine. They'll take the card. They'll be all right.
Oh, it's not for the bartenders. It's for what was that? Cherry Manson. You remember Cherry Manson?
Oh, dude, yes. Yeah. Before we go, I guess I should tell this Cherry Manson story. So we go to this horror convention in New Jersey every year in March. Monster Mania. It's a great convention. They do a few a year in different places, but we go to the one specifically in March, and there's always no matter what, we always run into a character at these conventions. So Nick and I will typically hang out at the bar after the first day that we're at the convention. And then this past time, there's a guy, I mean, he definitely looked like Charles Manson. And he kept ordering a Budweiser with a cherry in it, which is definitely something that a serial killer would order. So I don't, you know,
Yep.
The time before that,
cherry, they were just, it's like, okay.
Yeah, and then
I'm good.
Budweiser.
You do you, man. I was like, don't want to piss that guy off.
And then the time before that was the lady who was obsessed with Madonna, but not just any Madonna. Madonna from the Borderline music video. That's what she was dressed at, and she was offended when we couldn't identify that was the specific Madonna that she was dressed as. Folks, I would never guess in a million years that she was any Madonna. And
you're lucky you got Madonna at a horror convention, lady. Come on.
Yeah, I think you went to the wrong show. I don't know.
Precisely. But yeah, always a fun time. Monster Mania.
Yeah, so if you're anywhere near New Jersey, go to Monster Mania.
Probably won't be, but if you are,
but in the case that you wind up on the New Jersey Turnpike, you know, just take that exit.
Yep. Get stranded.
Joshua, what did you say? All right, I'd like to see some more love shown from the Marvel Legends line for Daredevil. Dude, I'm with you. Like, two things seem like a very big missed opportunity to do any Daredevil this year, being the 60th anniversary. The second big miss was not including the Daredevil in the Secret Wars line. I thought it was a great opportunity to single release the 3-pack version, or, you know, I know we've had a second release of that with the VHS one, but it's got like the cross hatching, cell shading, whatever. So that seemed like a great opportunity to at least squeeze, another one in. But yeah, the only Daredevil we got this year was from the VHS 2-pack. And the 60th anniversary is, pretty big.
Yeah, and they've done the other 60th anniversary stuff as well, like for the other line, for like X-Men and all those, right?
Yeah.
So like you would think, and it seemed like that 3-pack was gonna like kick it off, right? Like, oh, here's it's awesome Daredevil 3-pack, you got Bull, yeah, and then they just nothing, and then other than the VHS 2-pack, but yeah, there's a lot of like underrated villains too that could come of that, which is disappointing. And then as you said, the Secret Wars miss is like that seems like a layup, but I don't know.
Exactly. Josh also said 2-pack of Foggy. Yeah, Foggy Nelson and Karen Page. That'd be cool. I would definitely be into it. I don't know that a lot of people would be into it. So they would definitely have to do it in a way that's feasible. Or they're gonna like lock it inside of a pack with a Daredevil, probably.
A Daredevil, yeah. Or something. Or hey, $20 for both.
So yeah, with the Secret Wars, I do think that it'll be in the next wave of them. I assume that there's going to be multiple waves of Secret Wars, right? That makes sense. I don't know why they would just do one. I don't think they will. So yeah, Daredevil, I think, is a must for a wave 2 on that.
Yeah, and it'll be a 61st anniversary at that point. So.
That's right. Celebrating the 61st anniversary of Daredevil.
Woo! We made it, guys.
That's right. We didn't want to jinx it on 60, so we just made sure, we pushed it one more just in case.
That little extra.
Sometimes that's what you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Joshua's in for it. 61st. Let's go.
Boom. Let's do it. All the D-listers come out. That's your
time to shine. It's your time to shine. All right, folks. Well, hey, we appreciate you hanging out. Hopefully you got the first half of the episode. We talked to, oh, wait, damn it. Every time I try to end, there's some other bit of information that we need to bring up because Justin's correct. Folks, you heard it earlier today, and make sure you let Dan Who know because he confirmed it.
This is news to me. This is great.
If you have any issues with this reveal, make sure you hit up Dan Who and let him know. No, I'm joking, folks. Don't abuse Dan Who. We love Dan Who. He did. They talked about Mephisto, and he did make a compelling argument. And I do think that there's definitely a possibility. I don't know that it's this year, but we're definitely going to get Mephisto at some point. So
it's got it. Like, come on, man. Like, what is it? Is it going to be like a? No, it's not going to be like a HasLab or anything, right? It's too.
Yeah, it's
too small. I can't
small.
He's not gigantic, right?
Unless, as Dan Who was talking about earlier, unless they do it like not as a HasLab, but as like the Dragon Man thing and include like a throne and something a little bit more significant to make it that worthy of that kind of project.
Normally, I would say that I wouldn't put it past Hasbro to do something like crappy like that, to lock it like that, but I thought they would do that with a new Blackheart, and he's just a Build-A-Figure. So,
yeah, exactly.
Maybe they finally realized that, like, hey, maybe we shouldn't do these, like, not stupid, but just like ridiculous things where it's just like, guys, it's a figure everybody wants, but you can't have him. Like, I'm glad that they are just like, okay, let's just give the people what they want.
Yeah, so we'll see. Justin, that was so funny today. Like, it's like. Don't forget to ask D's. And he's like, D's?
Who's D's? D's nuts.
I got him.
I hope that was what it was. All right.
It was, yeah. It's going to be Mola Ram. But yeah, so I'm certain we'll get Mephisto at some point, but I don't know when or how. But look, we got Blackheart, so I think it's inevitable.
Yep. So, they seem to be hitting a good stride now. They're back to the good packaging.
Yeah.
Some decent we're getting some good characters, especially some that people have been asking for a while. Maybe not that exact version, I know, but like one I always would see requested was Tatiana. and she's in the Strange Tales wave or Strange
Or the Secret Wars. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So I'm glad that's finally coming for people who it's not one that I personally want, but yeah.
But yeah, they got to squeeze in those figures. It can't just be redos of every character that we already have. So to keep us other collectors still involved, we got to get new things every once in a while. Joshua did ask though, what's the holdup with Mephisto? So yeah, I definitely when they do it, it's going to be fan channel. It's going to be probably Hasbro Pulse exclusive or something very limited, because it's definitely not going to Target. But the counter argument to that is, like with DC Multiverse, they did put out that Sabak figure, right? That hit main retail.
It's basically a giant devil.
It's a giant devil. Yeah. So, and it has a pentagram on his chest. I mean, I don't know if it gets any more specific than that. So I don't know. Yeah.
So they're like, okay, Todd, no guns, but you can have a devil, giant devil with a pentagram on. That's fine. Totally fine. Yeah. That's good.
We draw the line at guns, though.
No guns. Oh, wait, it was a devil with guns? No, sorry.
No. Can't do it.
Can't do it. Oh, I think CD just scored a TD.
Oh, I like that. Need that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Zarathos. Baron Mordo, definitely. I really thought we were going to get that with the Strange,
like a classic Baron Mordo, dude.
Yeah.
Like the green and man. Like what the hell? Bring that. Yeah. I'd also like to see just classic Mandarin on the Iron Man card, but I don't know if we're because that might be
another one. Yeah.
Right.
So I guess what I could see is, like, in theory, right, they could do a Strange Tales Wave 2, and Mephisto would be the Build-A-Figure for that wave, right? So we got Blackheart as the Build-A-Figure for the first wave.
I like that.
And then his father as the Build-A-Figure for the Wave 2.
Hey, hey, are you listening, Hasbro? Dan Yoon, you listening? Not Dan who? Dan Yoon, the other one.
Just anybody. Is anybody listening? No.
Anybody listening? Nobody's listening.
All right. Well, hey, folks, I appreciate everybody hanging out. Hopefully you caught the first half of the stream. We did have Alejandro from Legendsverse on the stream. A nice 30-minute talk with him about Legendsverse. If you're not familiar with Legendsverse, I will have links in the description once I'm done here, but it is probably the best, not probably, it is the best resource for keeping track of your legends. I don't think any of the other sites really compare to it. Legendsverse is just the most user-friendly and has a lot of great tools inside of it to not only keep track of your legends, but really interact with other people and add things to your figures and customize your own pages for each figure. So if you're not using it, I definitely recommend using it. I think that's all I can really say about it. But other than that, we appreciate you guys hanging out. With that, I will turn it over to our good friends, Bill and Ted.
Be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes!